Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. So some absolutely massive news in what we have to look forward to as Newcastle United fans and of course football fans in general, as the Premier League have launched a brand new fan engagement standard. It is the latest in a series of league-wide measures designed to reinforce our club's commitment to long-term, meaningful engagement with supporters. And of course, Newcastle United were already doing this anyway, but now the Premier League are stipulating that clubs have to talk to their fans about all topics, whether they're going to change things on them topics or not. And that brings to the question, of course, Newcastle United speaking to Newcastle fans about the club name, the club crest, and the club colours as well in upcoming fan engagement events. Now, obviously, Newcastle, like I say, have already had fan engagement events. That is something that we can be very thankful of, having owners that care about the club, care about what the fans think. And this is again going to, reinforce that. They are going to be talking about loads of different topics in upcoming fan engagement events. Of course, they're going to be having talks with Nufc. They're going to be having talks with United, with Pride. They're going to be talking with all different groups in the Newcastle United fan base to get a feel what everybody wants at the club, what everybody is thinking of as well. So obviously there's going to be talk about the shirt colours. But now we all know they're never going to change, the shirt colours. They're never going to change it from black and white stripes, and I wouldn't expect them to at the end of the day, but it still has to be talked about. Club crest, that is somewhere that I could see, the owners looking to change things. It has already been talked about a little bit in amongst the fan base that the club crest is one of the oldest club crests in football. It probably is the oldest crest now, being that Norwich had a crest around the same as ours, and we've had our crest since the 1980s, late 1980s, 89, I believe it was. We've had this crest for, and to be honest, that is something that I would expect the owners to be changing down the road at some point. For me, it is a very iconic, very recognizable badge. I wouldn't change it personally, in my own opinion, but I can see where there would be an appeal to changing it. I could see where the appeal would be there to changing the badge. But where do we go if we do change the badge? There's only so many places you can go with it. We've seen Chelsea, when they got taken over, they changed their badge. Man City changed their badge as well when they got taken over. But it always ends up being a circular badge. And I know we've had a circular badge in the past. I think it was back in the 70s we had a circular badge, which we all remember quite fondly. Obviously, for the older fans that support Newcastle during that period, will remember that badge a lot more than fans of my age group, who were born during the 90s period of Newcastle United and grew up seeing this badge, what we've got now. And obviously for me, this is Newcastle United. This is the badge that I will always recognise as Newcastle United. But I can see where there would be an appeal in changing the badge at some point. So that is something that I can see happening down the lane. The club name, it's never going to change. But as for other names like St James's Park, I could see that being something that will change. Whether it'll change completely or if it'll be something like we have talked about on the channel already, where sponsorship comes in like Barcelona have at the Nou Camp, where it's Spotify sponsored, or the Nou Camp sponsored by Spotify. Then that would be something that I could get along with. If it's going to be a sponsorship coming in and putting at, and then then still having St James's Park in the title, then I'm all for that. But that is something that will be discussed in fan engagement events coming up with many different fan groups in the Newcastle United fan base. Moving on from that, of course, we will talk about the recent news coming out about Newcastle United, which came out last night about our documentary on Amazon. Of course, it has now been confirmed that that documentary will officially air late summer 2023. It'll be exclusive to Prime Video in the UK, Ireland, and Nordic regions. The Chronicle are also confirming this as well, seeing Newcastle fans to get a front row seat as the details of the Amazon Prime series officially confirmed. And then, of course, Newcastle put up the article on the official website talking about the whole documentary and what we can expect to see on offer in this documentary as well. As we know, it is going to be a standalone 4-part documentary, so it's not going to be part of the Amazon All or Nothing series like we've seen Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City, and the like be involved in. Our version will be a 4-part series, and it is being produced through a collaboration between Lawton Entertainment and 72 Films, who have done some fantastic work on things like the All or Nothing series, Wayne Rooney documentary, Maradona documentary, and so forth. Of course, they have been filming for quite a while behind the scenes at Newcastle United. We did hear Eddie Howe talk about it recently in a press conference as well, that they were recording there. And of course, we have seen them on match days as well, watching Amanda Staveley getting out of her personal vehicle that brings, of course, the owners to the stadium. And as well as all of that, they're offering exclusive access to the club's decision makers. So it means, we are getting to see what happens when Amanda Staveley and that are at St James's Park or the training ground. We're also going to get to see other members of the decision making side of Newcastle United as well, like Dan Ashworth and Darren Eales, and also Peter Silverstone, as well as, of course, Eddie Howe and his coaching staff. The documentary will follow Newcastle's ongoing 22-23 campaign in close quarters, so we're going to get a very good behind the scenes look at Newcastle United. I can't wait for this documentary. It is going to be absolutely fantastic to see the change from the Mike Ashley era to this era now, what we are in with these owners. And of course, the club reaching our first cup final in 24 years as well will be talked about in this documentary and will be shown in this documentary as well, as the series delving into Newcastle's history at the heart of course, a great football city, and will explore the club's unique bond with us passionate fans at the centre of that. And of course, Darren Eales talked about it in the article on Newcastle United website as well. And he says, "We are excited to be offering global fans a front row seat at this exciting time in Newcastle United's history. Documentary will give football and non-football fans across the globe a unique and authentic insight into how a major Premier League club operates, and will take fans on the journey with us as we strive to achieve our goals on and off the pitch." The series will be produced, like I said, by Lawton Entertainment and 72 Films, with Claire Cameron and 3-time BAFTA winner John Douglas appointed as the executive producers. Julian Bird, the CEO of Lawton Entertainment, also said, "We are thrilled to be working with Newcastle United with rapid change occurring on and off the pitch. It is a fantastic time to go behind the scenes at the club. At Lawton, we have been privileged to work on amazing stories of game-changing sport icons from Rooney to Maradona, and our upcoming Becca documentary," so plugging that Becca documentary as well. We look forward to adding this to our slate. Claire Cameron, the executive producer at 72 Films, said, "This will be a unique opportunity to understand the inner workings of the club and see the effect the change in ownership is having on the fans, the city of Newcastle, and the team's results on the pitch, which we're all seeing is absolutely fantastic under this ownership. So I can't wait for this documentary. I can't say it enough. This documentary is going to be absolutely fantastic to watch. The series joins Amazon Prime Video's collection of exclusive sports documentaries and docu-series, including the All or Nothing series, where, of course, like I said, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Man City have been involved in. Rooney, Ben Stokes, Phoenix from the Ashes, Sir Alex Ferguson Never Give In, Take Us Home Leeds United, When Eagles Dare, as well, etc., etc. You know, there's just so many in the Amazon Video collection of documentaries and docu-series, and Newcastle United are going to be joining that as well. So that will be in late summer of 2023 that we will be getting to see that. So we don't have to wait that long until we get to see the fantastic behind the scenes footage at Newcastle United. That is going to be absolutely amazing, and I really can't wait to see what happens with that one. We will talk a little bit as well about Sven Botman withdrawn from the Dutch squad due to illness. The defender will miss the game against France due to a virus infection, and the squad will then be reviewed, meaning a recall is still possible for the game against Gibraltar. But you know, at the end of the day, if he doesn't make it, then that just means, you know, that he will have a chance to recover in time to come back and play in the game against Manchester United at St James's Park after the international break. Also, we did see, you know, pictures on Bruno's Instagram as well of him out in Dubai, of course, and he is taking in, you know, a lovely bit of sun out there as well, along with the rest of the Newcastle United players who are out in Saudi Arabia getting in some warm weather training. Of course, the ones that aren't out there are the players that are in national duty, like Kieran Trippier, Martin Dubravka, etc. You know, they're all doing international duty, and Kieran Trippier even came on last night as a substitute in the game against Italy as well, which seen England come away winners in that game. Harry Kane even bagging his 54th England goal as well to take the record away from Wayne Rooney, who had 53. So that means Harry Kane is now the all-time goal scorer for England with 54 goals, and a chance to, of course, increase that as well moving forward. But for today's video, that is all we have to talk about. Of course, I hope you have liked this video. If you have took anything of note out of this video today, please do hit a like on it. If we can get to 50 likes, that would be absolutely fantastic. And if you can, please, if you haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel, as I'm on the road to 2k subscribers, trying to hit that milestone before the 12th of May this year. Until next time, I'll see you all later, and however that.